So you saw Naked Gun, the movie with Liam Neeson. Did you see that because of my remarks about Pamela Anderson?
Well, I just feel after what you said about Pamela Anderson, we all need to come out and support her as much as possible.
Does she wear makeup in the movie?
I wasn't really that noticing.
All right.
Can I just say one thing before we start?
Yeah.
So there was about, I don't know, 20 people in the movie theater, and only for the fact that there was a really, really loud guy, I was okay because I cried laughing.
Was nobody else laughing?
People were kind of laughing, but I've never laughed. I haven't laughed as much since the 80s watching like a movie.
Okay, wow.
Okay, can we do a review of the film later?
Yeah, we can.
Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry.
Are you guys ready to go?
Hey, it's Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey.
Hello.
Not so Christian brothers with our new sister.
Same parents, different timelines, and united by chaos. Strap on, strap in, for the not so Christian brothers.
Guys, we have another DM, and this one's not as lengthy. Do you want me to read it to you, or do you want to read it? Because I sent it to you, Colm.
Yeah, I have it here. Will I do it?
Yeah, go for it. Okay, I think it's about sex, something that I'd be concerned about you guys talking
It's not so
about.
lengthy, and it's about sex.
Okay.
Well, it does matter.
Have fun.
Okay, here it is. Right. Okay. Hey, Justin and Colm, you are funny as hell and maybe understand why as men, I am in this situation and need to have a drink to have sex with my husband. It is just so awkward, so tough. I hate myself for saying this, but help a lady out. Ooh, please, and answer truthfully. Now, she wants advice. She doesn't want us to help her out. Because I'm not taking on the husband.
No.
Okay.
Well, she hasn't really specified if he's a big guy or what.
No, she hasn't. Well, probably wouldn't be as much trouble if he was a big guy.
Boom.
Let's not do the matron jokes.
No.
Let's be honest. Because last week, poor Matthew is in therapy after. I think we need to be, if we want to be taken seriously as agony, what do they call them?
Uncles.
Oh, yeah. Then we need to be serious.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So
look,
you start.
Well, thankfully, hopefully it's not my wife because she doesn't drink, so that's okay. So it could be Anne.
Yeah. Could be Anne. I think it's somebody completely independent that just listens to the podcast and they're just asking for advice because they see us as soothsayers and truth seekers.
Okay, Rebecca, you saw the message coming in. Are we going to name? I'm assuming this lady probably doesn't want her name mentioned. Does she? What we call her? We call her.
I'm not going to name her because she does follow the show and she looks just really sound and lovely. And I think what happened is maybe whilst having a drink or maybe after the weekend, she just wanted to put it out there. And so I think she thinks you guys are the right people to ask.
So we just give her a name like Frigid Bridget.
Okay. No, let's call
No,
her.
okay, no.
Shh. Now, shush now. Let's call her Barbara.
Okay, Barbara.
Okay, Barbara.
All right.
It is definitely not Anne or Beatrice or anyone we know.
Okay.
But I'm not going to name her, but let's call her Barbara.
Okay,
in
I'm calling her
asterisks.
Barbara.
And she wants to know why she kind of needs to be a little bit inebriated or a little bit kind of calm after 15 years of marriage.
Can we call her Babs?
Okay, moving.
Okay, not Big Booby Babs.
Barbara. The thing about me, and if I think back to when I was drinking and having sex, I used to have this presumption that I almost needed to drink to have sex. So it became like the sex in your marriage would end up being when you're drinking. And probably because like when I was single, you end up hooking up with people in bars or whatever. So alcohol's always there. So I think it becomes like the weirdest aphrodisiac ever because like many times having sex with Beatrice, even in the early parts of our marriage, she would, just be very German about it and just say to me, this isn't working. Yeah. As in too much alcohol. It's not good for the old wiener action.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I think
I like her honesty. Yeah.
Oh God, you've no idea how honest she is. So I can see, I understand why you have alcohol, and for me, like especially being married to a German, I wouldn't have really known how to say, I need to have sex, or sex is important. I want to have sex with you. It's kind of weird saying that when I'm looking in your eyes.
But it is kind of weird that you would look into anybody's eyes and go, excuse me, love, I need to have sex now. If you put down the coffee and the soup, we'll just have a bit of sex, no drink involved, and then you can get back to the laundry. Like if that's the way you're approaching it like a business deal.
Well, I do approach it in that way, though. I'm 20 years married, so for us, we have to organize ourselves around sex. Like, we have busy lives, so we have a set time in the week where ideally we aim.
Stop.
Yeah.
You should, no. Sex is like a puddle. You fall into it by mistake, you know? And even and that's when it's exciting, you know? There could be, and could be just taking something out of the cutlery drawer and bang! You know what I mean? We're spooning. With the cutlery drawer, you know. I don't. If I sit down next Wednesday at 7:30, we're going to have sex. She'd actually look to where she can take the batteries out of me because I don't do stuff like that. It's completely off the cuff.
Yeah, and I think I think that's how most people would like to have sex, right? My own experience in terms of conversations with people is that it just doesn't work out like that. Like, after you've been married for, 5-6 years, kids come along. There's very limited scope for spontaneity. People are working, they're changing nappies, or they're dealing with teenage strife. So you have to figure out where is the landing zone in the week where there's nobody in the house and we can get it on. And if you're not having sex, your marriage is going to end.
Somebody told me that the reason most people have utility rooms is to have sex with their husband or wife when they have kids.
I would have thought it was with the maid.
Because you just go to the kids. We don't have maids, you might. You just go to the kids. We're just popping into the utility room to do the old washing. And the kids are out watching Peppa Pig. And that's the time, you know? I don't know. I'm trying to remember when my kids... Well, there must have been a time we had sex because we have 2 kids. Well, there must have been a time Anne had sex. But what advice for her? I don't think there's anything wrong with having a drink, by the way. I think it's okay. But if he's having a drink, I think you both have to have a drink.
Well, okay.
Because it loosens up the limbs. Well, maybe some of them too much, but it does loosen up your... You know what I mean?
Well, it does, right? But I think at the core of this, there's a challenge for her in the context of, like Barbara saying, I can't really have sex with who we got, Liam, until I've had a drink, right?
Unless he's desperately ugly.
Well, yeah, I think it's also a reality for a lot of people after you spent enough time with somebody that maybe you don't find them as attractive as you once did.
No, well, that's absolutely 100% true. Sorry, Anne. No, and Anne would feel exactly the same. I saw her looking at Jason Momoa the other night on television because he was showing a lot of bottom. It's this new TV show about Hawaii. And I could see her going, because I don't have a good bottom.
No.
And she needs
to have a lot of bottom, actually.
She needs to have a drink before she even talks about my bottom. This is not helping this woman at all.
So I think with Barbara, we need to get back to here, which is, hold on a second. Barbara is saying she is a bit stressed. She's trying to figure out how does she deal with having sex with him, and she needs to have a drink. I think the thing that has to be addressed here is the conversation with him. You can have all the drinks under the sun, but if you don't actually figure out you're not having sex. I had a situation, I've said this before in a previous podcast, I think, where Beatrice said to me, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, I don't really want to have sex anymore. It's not in me.
Did she finish that sentence by saying, with you?
No. I mean, it was a very worrying moment on many levels, right?
Yeah.
And, I didn't know if that meant, she wasn't going to, take care of herself.
Oh, God.
Certainly wasn't going to take care of me anymore.
Okay.
And maybe there was other people. I don't know at the time. But what struck me was the reality that if we didn't talk about this hard and fast, pardon the pun, our marriage is on the rocks.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think they probably first had sex when they were both drinking, right? Quite often the case. I'm pretty much sure the time Anne and myself first had sex was probably after a night out, a few drinks taken, right? And then probably the next time out. And possibly, definitely the most enjoyable times I've had sex would have been when I've had drink or possibly a recreational facility drug, right? And I think that's okay because you heighten all your emotions. We're like when you're sex, the blood is rushing all over that feckin' place. It doesn't know. I'm surprised sometimes it doesn't shoot out of your ear. But so I think it's okay to go with that and to heighten that. So I would say, let him have a drink with you. Get sexy time with the booze. You know what I mean? It's okay. I don't think you have to say, right, we cannot have sex if you're drinking and we both need to stand here and have sex with our clothes on and do it as a business agreement and then let's head off.
What she's saying is she doesn't want to have sex with him and the only way that she can have sex with him is if she has a few drinks.
I wouldn't say that's uncommon in Ireland. I'd actually say, being honest, I'd say that's very common.
Okay,
both from men and women.
I'll bring you back to my point.
Yeah.
My wife said that to me.
But exactly. But you're not drinking and you're not having sex. Why are you even here? Like, think about it.
Well, I've taken a vow of celibacy for the last 8 years.
You have not, have you?
No.
Actually, with a priest. Never take a vow of celibacy with a priest.
It's never going to
He'll
work
get you in a clincher. No, I'm on the other side. I think, look, have your drink and have sex. If you need to have a drink to have sex, have it.
What's so bad about having a conversation about something as uncomfortable as why do you think you have a problem having sex with me now?
Because that is going to unravel. Get ready. That's going to unravel everything, right down to the choice of furniture, your mother, the car, everything. Because I think once you unravel sex, it's downhill, folks, from there. Don't try and do it. That's the elephant in the room.
Well,
or the well-hung donkey in the room. Whatever.
That's where we're going to disagree
I know,
massively. Because I think unless you unravel, unless you unpack, unless you get into like radical honesty about how do we move from this point forward, and what is it that's stopping our sex happening? Because
you're not having any. You got into that discussion and decided not to go any further with it. And not have any. You're not having it.
No. We got into the
That's
conversation.
a lot of wheeze there. That's a lot of wheeze.
Well, there's a few of us now. No, we had the conversation, honestly, and got to the point of saying, okay, how do we get through it? What's the problem? And we got into menopause, we got into hormones, we got into what was going on with Beatrice. And these are really, really important things that are happening to women. So it's perimenopause, menopause, we don't know what age Barbara is. But men have to understand this, because if you don't understand the nature of what's happening with your wife, it's really difficult.
No, I have no problem with that.
And Beatrice went on to hormone replacement, and then we got horny again.
She looks like she's gone on to husband replacement. She got what?
We got horny again.
Oh, wow, okay. I always like a good ending to a story.
Yeah.
Happy ending.
Happy ending. Once a week on a Friday between 12 and 1.
Oh, no.
So if you ring me at that time and I don't answer, that's why.
No, okay. Well, look, for me, the advice quickly to Margaret is...
Barbara.
Oh, there's two of them. Oh, sorry, to Barbara. The advice to Barbara, I think, is have a drink, let him have a drink, relaxez-vous. You got to really chill out, you know what I mean? And then, go down and have dirty time, But I think to get there, sometimes you do have to relax, because we are driven by Catholic guilt in this country, and sometimes a shot of El Tequila will knock that out of you. No, sorry.
Okay, so my advice to Barbara, which should be slightly different, is, maybe A, you're in the wrong marriage.
It's only one drink.
Well, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you get to live this life. Why be in a relationship with somebody you don't love them, you don't feel sexually attracted to them? I think there's a big consideration. Have a chat with him. Talk about, is this reconcilable? If it isn't, separation, divorce, new partner, move on. Enjoy life. It's a good ride.
In, Barbara.
All right, next.
If you want to send in a DM, we'll solve all your problems. Do you know what? The truth is somewhere in between both of these microphones. From what you say to what I say, I think the truth lies somewhere in between.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well done, Barbara. Oh, no, okay.
Okay.
So,
did you get an insight into that, Barbara?
Oh, it's me, is it?
do you feel better now?
Wow, I will never be your Barbara. You think that was me DMing myself? Wow. Okay.
I think you probably find better places to seek advice from.
I found that really upsetting, all of that.
I think that was very honest. I think the honesty prevailed there.
Okay, topic 2.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Celebrity breakups are huge media currency, and people get very sore from them. They look at relationships, why they ended, they think it mirrors their own relationship. They become very involved in them, and they're still huge news, where really we're not involved with these people, and it's kind of private business. But why do people announce it? Why do people tell everyone? And why do we care so much? So last week we had a celebrity breakup in Ireland, and it went crazy.
You're not really bothered by celebrity breakups, are you?
I pay very little attention to it. I mean, I saw the tough news with Kat Deely and the other fella.
Well, is it tough? Is it tough?
Well, I mean, because I think Kat Deely is gorgeous, and I would like to marry her.
Yeah, but if you look back to Barbara, I mean, I people always say to me, "Oh God, it's terrible to see them breaking up." But I mean, if they're not suited, it's probably the best thing to do. But I do believe we mirror our lives to celebrities. I mean, it's always been done. You know, back to the 60s. I remember, hey, our mum used to try and dress like Elizabeth Taylor. Or Jackie Onassis, or Richard Burton. One of them, I can't remember.
I think it was a combination of all of them.
Yeah.
When she was hitting me, I think she's definitely doing Richard Burton.
Richard Burton. But there was and I mean, you know, you see that all the time. I mean, for how long did people have to go into the hairdresser to get the Jennifer, you know, in Friends? And you know, guys, you go into the barbers or whatever, and you will see pictures of, you know, you're going to see pictures of George Clooney or Brad Pitt. You're not going to see pictures of your ex-geography teacher and go, I'll have one of his haircuts. There's that. If they're so amazing, then we want to mirror their life. We want to try and climb closer to them. And I think there's a certain Schadenfreude. Isn't that Schadenfreude, the German thing?
Schadenfreude.
When we see, when we see the celebrity couples splitting up.
Which basically means that in the end you kind of go, I feel quite good about
Yeah,
it. But you do it internally, and people kind of get a bit of glee out of other people's misery.
I saw comments about Cat Deely and Patrick Kielty online, and they were going, yeah, so what? They've got so much money. Who cares? You know, he's not good anyway at the Late Late Show. She should stay with, you know, so there's that as well. We like to think that the gods of cinema or the celebrities are just the same as us, and but when they fall, there's a much louder noise when they hit the ground than when we fall.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I also think in the context of the nonsense that goes on too, though, in celebrities, it is, you know, they want us suckered into it as well.
Yeah.
So a classic example is reading an article at the weekend about Gwyneth Paltrow, and you know, all of her enterprise and her setup is just completely bonkers goop, right?
Yeah.
But her marriage with Chris Martin and the way that she chose to separate, I mean, if you look at how she has orchestrated all of the key moments in her life for the benefit of her brand, then I think you get what you put into the world, and if you operate like that, then I think, you know, people will be, you know, can turn against you. I think in terms of the celebrities that we're talking about here, I think they just deserve to be able to move on. It's like this whole thing about the obsession about celebrity extends in all kinds of directions, right? If you look at the Ryan Tuberty thing, which everybody gets super upset about, people are on one side or the other, and that Ryan Tuberty should be persecuted till the end of time.
Oh, crucified. And everything should be taken away from him. He should be just left with one pair of underpants and nothing else.
And the Irish Times did an article last week where they eviscerated him in terms of how his show was going in the UK. And they said, oh, it's just terrible that they used the word crack because nobody in the UK will even understand that. Okay. And I'm thinking, that's ridiculous. Like, first of all, everybody understands crack. It's an international word for the whole of Ireland. We just don't like people being happy, people being successful. As a nation, we're terrible at that.
Okay, is it we don't like people being happy, or is it that we don't like celebrities being happy? And there is a certain joy when it all falls apart for a celebrity, because it's like, now there you go. Who did you think you were? And I think that has actually been accelerated now by social media, because you see these guys, auditors on the streets going up to guys in restaurants, movie stars, they call them movie stars, you know, or now when Patrick Kielty and split up, before it would have been just the paparazzi that would have spoken about it, right? Last week, it was everybody and their mother, and it was all on social media. So now we are all becoming the commentators of people's lives. And we're doing it because it's almost, for instance, they bought a house, and the house was 3 million or whatever, and was falling apart. And people were going, oh, it was the house. That's what it was. It was the house that caused it. And sure, who's going to get the house now and what's going to happen? And then the next story was, oh, sure, she's moving back to the States because somebody had mentioned it. And it's no longer the ground of the paparazzi. It's gone really, really, I don't think it's ever been as bad as this. So I think they're always waiting for celebrities to fall. We.
Not me. I couldn't care.
No,
less.
I know you can't.
I don't care less.
I'm obviously
and I think this is all nonsense. of the highest degree.
Yeah, but it's
Because
not.
people's marriages fail whether they've got celebrity
But I
status
know
or
it's
not.
okay. I know it's nonsense. I know it is nonsense. But it's a huge part of people's conversations on a daily basis. If you removed last week, if you removed the weather, right, and Patrick Keelty and Kat Deely from people's conversations, there's an awful lot of people that had nothing. Oh, and Love Island. There was an awful lot of people that had nothing else left to say. That's how I think we've become so plastic about our lives again, and social media's done that.
Yeah. Well,
you know, we follow Kat Deely.
I mean, we've got a president in America who's allowing pedophiles out of prison. We've got children starving in Gaza. We've got Russians invading Ukraine, and this is the type of stuff that people want to talk about.
But it doesn't matter to some people. So you can't say because there's children starving in Gaza, we can't talk about Patrick Keelty and Kat Deely. Yes, we can, but in completely different reference points. Our reference points to the world now is much broader. So yes, of course we can talk about President Trump and Kat Deely and everything else going on.
How long are all the producers dying?
Oh, God.
Is that all right over there?
Okay. Okay.
Was that a hint for us to shut up?
But
I think.
But you know what I mean? It's like the guy that says, "Well, why aren't we taking care of our own? There's homeless people on the street, and we're giving all these free phones to the immigrants or the refugees or whatever." And it's like, well, firstly, we're not, and secondly, they're different stories.
Sorry, okay, you're trying to cast me in the extreme
no,
right wing.
I wasn't saying you.
Well, you are, because you're talking about me in the context of my comment. What I'm trying to say is, if you are interested in the story, and you think celebrities are a problem, you're part of the problem. Next topic.
What? Why is it a problem?
Well, that's what the question was. I'm just
no, it's like, why are we
with
obsessed so much? But I
don't
don't think it's a problem that we are obsessed with people's lives. I think we do that all the time.
Oh, I think it's a problem.
But that's why we look at neighbours and listen into neighbours. That's why we have people on net curtains. That's why we've the L ones down in the post office who are talking about your man in number 57. We'll always do that.
Not all of us.
Most of us.
Well, not all of us.
Okay, but most of us do. You should get into it because you want to hear what number 59 is doing.
Can we just, wrap here? On the fact that, you can't convince me.
Oh no!
To join your, I know you're into your soap operas and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not into soap operas.
You're part of the problem.
I'm not into soap operas.
You've even
no,
soap operas.
But you know what's wrong is you think it's a problem. It's called life, and you don't engage in that part of life.
No,
and that's fine.
I don't
but
think it's
not
a problem. I think it's the context of people are asked. The question was the problem with celebrities being, taken apart. I think if you don't like it, don't be part of it.
But as you don't.
Exactly. I have no problem if you want to engage in it or anybody else wants to engage in it. No beef.
But do you not think engaging in Trump's life is the same? He's like a celebrity politician.
I think in the context of an interest in global politics, unfortunately, that's the reality is that he is there. But I think unless we hold people in public office accountable who have to be held accountable, but celebrities don't have to be held accountable. And Trump repositions nuclear submarines. That's a bit different to Patrick Keelty breaking up with Kat Deely.
Of course it is. And you can't have the same conversation. But what I'm saying is this world, especially with social media, there is space for every conversation, from Trump moving nuclear bombs to a cat swinging out of trees to Patrick Keelty. And it's just, that's the world we're in now. It's bombastic.
Completely agree. Yeah. I just don't engage with it.
Okay.
Can you just pass my water?
But you did with Ryan Tuberty.
Yeah, but I like. I just think with Ryan, we have to allow people to get on with their new life.
I agree.
Like
totally
the
agree.
lad just needs to be able to build a new career.
Yeah, I know. But there are some good people behind him as well.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but you don't, but you do, because you read the Ryan Tuberty article, which you sent me, and I didn't read it because I don't subscribe to the Times. But you don't, but you do. But you sat last week talking about Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson and the way Pamela Anderson is. So there are celebrities. But she's a celebrity.
Can I defend my position there?
So whatever position you defend, you're coming at it from, you have, there's something about a celebrity. Go ahead.
My defense last week was not Pamela Anderson specific. My defense last week was women should be able to choose whether or not they wear makeup.
No, but the conversation, but you knew about Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, because she's in the media.
So you do follow celebrities?
Well, I get it on social media.
Unintentionally.
I can't avoid it.
Exactly.
But I don't seek it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But neither do I care what they do.
But you do, because you defended Pamela Anderson. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have defended her.
No, I defended women's rights to wear makeup or not.
No. And that wasn't my point at all last week. But I think
It was.
I think intentionally or unintentionally, unfortunately in this world, because you're on social media, that it's just there. And we do take and make opinions even in our head. If we don't vocalize them out in the street, they're still there. And that's unfortunately the world we live in now.
It really is.
Mad.
I think we've fixed that. I think,
Fixed it.
Yeah. Well,
we've achieved something.
We achieved something. I mean, we're gonna go into our Saturday episode this week again. So remind people what all that's about.
Oh God, yeah. So we're calling that the after show probe, and that's when Rebecca, who you can't see at the moment but you can hear, will actually dissect what we've done.
I mean, dissect is a strong word.
Oh, really?
Dissect, it's not that forensic, it's not surgery.
Right.
I will give you some notes and I'll
Okay.
chat to you like I would friends, and you are my friends. But my goodness, guys, how off-piste you went with the DM, and then how cranky pants you got about this one. I just find
God,
you
God,
so funny. The things that get you irate,
So the
honestly.
I'm just thinking the after show probe is like almost behind the curtain, isn't it? It's you know the way when there's
I wish we didn't film it because I could be more vocal.
do you know like
but I think you should just let it go, no matter what.
when you ever do a show, when you ever do a radio show or whatever, or you're on stage, which I'm never, and then the curtain closes, and then behind the curtain you go, "Why'd you say that? Why'd you say that?" And sometimes the most interesting thing is the behind the curtain. So that's what it is. When are we doing
Am
that?
I your therapist? Because I don't think I'm paid enough.
If you're a therapist, you're terrible.
terrible, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're a good listener though, because you haven't said much for the
I
last
have
half an hour.
to.
So Saturday is going to be.
Saturday After Show Probe. If you have been with us and you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and support the podcast. Please share with your friends. It means a lot to us. We are the Not So Christian Brothers, and I think there's a lot of good Christianity in there.
We'll find out in the after show probe.
Okay, you haven't once said like, subscribe, get involved in it, have you?
He just said it
Oh,
there.
sorry. I thought you said get involved in the show.
No,
Just said it.
Okay. That's a wrap.